Today's edition of the program is on the looming crisis in poultry farming in the country over a scarcity of animal feed. Some farmers, like the national president of the Animal Science Association of Nigeria, Taiwo Adeoye, who blamed the development on inadequate supply of maize in the country, want urgent intervention or many poultry farms will be forced to close. TBC News' Ayoyimika Adeniyi gives details.
I've been short feeding since last two weeks now. I've been short feeding. Look at, I've started having mortality on the floor. Look at the mortality. Look at everywhere that is counting.
The past few months have brought with them tales of uncertainty, anxiety, and fear of the unknown for poultry farmers across the country, who have had to contend with the harsh reality created by the scarcity of maize, an integral commodity in animal feed production. The recent directive by the Central Bank of Nigeria banning the importation of maize has been described as ill-timed, though with good intentions.
Now, you cannot just wake up one day and say you have banned importation. Even when President Obasanjo was here, he was a farmer. He knew very well that there was no other way that at some point in time they will allow people to import maize so that the price can be regularized, so that the price can be commensurate with what people will buy and sell around here. Okay, I don't want to put my brothers out of business over there up north, no. But I want us to do it in a systematic manner.
Basically, this is an unprecedented year. Unprecedented year is that this is the first time the price of maize will go out of hand. Currently, a ton of maize is being sold at 200,000. In the history of this country, or in the history of livestock business, we have never bought maize as high as that price.
This policy could further compound the woes of poultry farmers, given that maize, which constitutes over 50% of poultry feed content, is currently very scarce, and where available, is very expensive, with the price constantly rising.
Like we've seen on the social media, a lot of farms have not been able to feed their birds because even to access maize locally is so difficult, and even when you get it, it's so expensive. So it makes the feed so expensive, and then people are not breaking even with their production. That's the major one. And I can tell you it's a double tragedy for farmers because during the pandemic, we were unable to sell our eggs because most of places are not open. Now that we can sell, the prices of feed because of the high cost of maize is eroding all our profit, and it's so difficult.
I then decided to visit Farm Fresh Farms, asking about their welfare in this trying time.
Is there feed there? No feed. All these birds, the way they are, they want to eat. TVC, it is not like you are doing biscuit. If biscuit, the price of something goes up in biscuit, it's okay, keep it until the price of raw materials come down. You can keep it 2 months, 2-3 months. This one, they don't eat 2-3 days, you start seeing mortality, death, they start dying. 2-3 days, which means regardless of what is happening now, even though I'm complaining, I have to look for the money and start, otherwise they will start dying in my very eyes. They will start dying. So that's the kind of thing we expect government to please quickly yield and listen to all the things that we are saying. Some of us don't have the money to buy 1 year or 2 years grain and stuff like that. We don't.
The president of the Animal Science Association of Nigeria wants the government to address this anomaly before it snowballs into a very big crisis.
Already there is crisis, but it may lead to closing down of farms. And then, so many things are attached to poultry industry in Nigeria. It's a well-developed industry in the livestock subsector of agriculture. If anything should happen to poultry industry in Nigeria, more than 20 million people will lose job directly and indirectly.
The concerns here in the long run is that, number one, you are going to put so many farmers out of job. Number two, you are going to put so many workers out of job. Number three, you are going to discourage those upcoming farmers who have been encouraged to invest into farming.
After you, yes.
This situation is forcing many poultry farmers to sell off their stock, posing grave danger to poultry stakeholders and Nigeria at large.
We are doing farming. Some of them, they collected a loan. Some of them are withdrawn themselves. And if you go to their farm, they have padlocked their farms. No more function because of they can't make profits.
With maize importation banned, farmers will no longer be able to afford adequate quantity of chicken feed for their chickens. There will now be malnourished chickens that will not provide enough eggs. Cows and goats are not left out because a large percentage of their feed is made from maize. Are we heading towards a protein-free Nigeria? With a depleting national grains reserve, Nigeria lacks the capacity to cushion the effect of the scarcity of maize. With inconsistent rainfall patterns as well as insecurity in some parts of the country, leaving many farmers stranded. Some are of the opinion that the government should embrace guided importation of maize. This crisis has brought untold hardship on many industry stakeholders, and they are full of regrets.
There are so many young kids that they are brought into this business, telling them, oh, by way of so many things that CBN brought, very good programs, but if you bring them in and you start giving them this kind of shocker, all of them will run out. They are going to run out. You are going to lose them. And I referred you, egg producers, they are on Telegram. If you go there, you will see what all those boys are complaining. So also FIPAN, I mentioned FIPAN to you the other day. Well, PAN too, I know Lagos State PAN is saying something. I don't know what the national PAN is saying. To be honest with you, they are complaining because I've seen them and I see what they are doing.
Farmers in Nigeria really need help, especially when there's crisis like this, like during the COVID-19 pandemic that is really affecting the whole sector, not even agree, but agriculture is hardly fed in the sense that during the COVID, during the lockdown, when we produce, there's nowhere to sell most of this produce, either eggs or chicken or something like that, because you have to understand that most of our customers are hotels, eateries, schools, and people doing parties. You know, all these things were grounded, so it was a very serious issue. Even as of this moment, some people have not been able to get out of it. Coupled with the recent problem that we're having with the climate change. Apart from the climate change, we have been having problem with grains. What I mean by that is maize, because 70 to 80% of poultry farmers, what they depend on is on these grains, like maize, soya, and groundnut cake, but all these are very scarce in the market today. And not only they are scarce, they are very expensive that most farmers cannot even afford it.
Feed scarcity reduces livestock productivity as access to food diminishes. For the farmer, it brings about lower income. Food and nutrition security are consequently endangered. Ayoyimika Adeni, TVC News, Lagos.